Hello and welcome to Hedgewitch Hearthcraft. I'm Caitlin Rhiannon. Thank you so much for joining me for this look at the week ahead. I'm going to be using tarot cards and oracle cards to get an idea of the energy for the week of November 29th to December 5th, 2020, and how we can best navigate throughout or within those energies. So I'm going to be pulling 2 cards for every sign of the Western Zodiac. The first card will be from the Fairy Lights Tarot, and that will give us an idea of what we're going to be dealing with over this coming week. And the second card will be from the Primrose and Prose Oracle, and that will give us some advice on how to navigate throughout the energy of the week. You can follow along with the whole video, or you can jump ahead to the cards that are pulled for your sign. If you do jump ahead, make sure you also skip to the very end of the video, because I will be pulling a universal manifestation card for absolutely everybody, just to give us an idea of what to carry within ourselves throughout the coming week. So, since it is Sagittarius season, let's go ahead and get started with our lovely Sagittarians. Sagittarius, your tarot card for the week of November 29th to December 5th, 2020, is the Chariot reversed. So over this next week, there's some frustration because it feels like you're not achieving your goals or not as quickly as you wanted to. It's almost like you're doing all the work, but you're not necessarily getting the rewards that you've been hoping for over this next week. There is a sense of worrying that you have taken a wrong path, or that you have taken the wrong steps in some way, that you're just not having these needs and wants fulfilled. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this is Capricorn. So the Capricorn energy here gives us a little bit of advice and says to focus on work. Focus on what you can do, on what you can use, on what is accessible to you to facilitate your dreams, your goals, your wants, and your needs. What is it that you might still be able to do to push things forward that you haven't been doing? This may require a little bit more external focus, looking in other areas or trying to look from a different perspective than you have been, because there's this feeling of being almost unsuccessful or fearing a lack of success can be remedied or balanced out by working a little extra hard. I know that you've already done the work, but there might just be a little bit more that needs to be done. Capricorn, your tarot card for the week of November 29th to December 5th, 2020, is the 6 of Discs reversed. So over this next week, it feels like your resources are running a little bit low, and this can mean your money, but it can also mean your time, your energy, the literal food in your pantry. It just feels like you're not out, but you're starting to approach that point. And there is a risk of giving more than you can afford to give. You really want to be there for the other people in your life. You want to be a support energy. You want to be someone that they can lean on, and you want to be able to help. But right now you might need to be focusing on yourself and being a little bit selfish so that you don't run out of all the things that you need. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this is Flight. So you are asked to keep moving. And especially if you are in a situation where you have been stuck, or where someone or something is like actively draining you of these resources, if that is what is causing this, it's time to move on. If someone is only leaning on you and they're never there to provide the support that you need when you need it, or they expect you to just take care of them and drop everything for their sake, it may be time to reinforce some boundaries. Aquarius, your tarot card for the week of November 29th to December 5th, 2020, is the Queen of Swords. So your mental self is a lot more sharp and balanced this week. There is compassion along with the understanding. The Queen of Swords, upright, can have a real sense of kindness and nurturing and caretaking of your mental self. So it's like you're more understanding of what is going on with yourself, of your own thought processes. And this is making you more understanding over this next week of the other people in your life and what they are going through. So it's like your compassion is just a little bit amplified over this next week, Aquarius. And that also allows you to understand a little bit more clearly what you can be doing for yourself. You're treating yourself a little better this week. Now, the oracle card that comes along is Taurus. And with Taurus, you are being asked to pay attention to what matters, to what you value, to what you want. Are you having your wants met? This is more than just your needs. Are you having your desires fulfilled? Are you moving in a direction that feels good? This Taurus energy there's a little bit of decadence that is associated with Taurus. And so right now, Aquarius, you're being asked to make sure that you are feeling good. You're treating yourself a little better this week, but make sure that you're treating yourself. Pisces, your tarot card for the week of November 29th to December 5th, 2020 is the Devil. So there's temptation over this next week, and especially temptation for band-aids and surface pleasures and things that feel good in the now. There is an impulsiveness over this next week for you, Pisces, of just acting without thinking, making quick decisions, doing what feels good in the moment without a care for the consequences, or without recognizing or thinking of the consequences, just being driven by those temptations and impulses. You're not being brought forward, Pisces. These temptations are more likely to keep you stuck. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this is Capricorn. So with all of these temptations and through all of these temptations, you're being asked to make sure you are focusing on the work that needs to be done. Having fun is very important. It's very rewarding. It gives us a sense of pleasure and encourages us to keep moving forward. But if you are only having fun, if it is so much fun this week that you are completely distracted from what needs to get done, you will not actually see that forward motion happen. So this Capricorn energy comes in to say work. Get your nose to the grindstone, ground yourself, connect to that Capricorn earth energy, and focus on what needs to be done. Aries, your tarot card for the week of November 29th to December 5th, 2020 is the Seven of Wands. So over this next week, there is sped up movement. There is a sense of more success and just drastic changes coming through your life. You are jumping through a vortex, Aries, and all sorts of things are changing. Things are leaving your life that you no longer need. You might not even notice that they're gone until you think about them way after the fact. Things are coming into your life that can offer deeper fulfillment, but mostly you are moving. You are recognizing progress and growth, and there is a deeper understanding of your own energy and your own energetic needs. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this is the Capricorn card. So Aries, as you are doing all of this forward motion and looking at all of these new things that are coming into your life and seeing things from a new angle, now that there's all this room left by the things leaving your life, you are reminded to keep doing the work. Keep doing the boring stuff that needs to get done, the routines, the cleaning, the dirty work, the hard work. This is a reminder that even though you are moving forward, the work is not done yet. You are not at your end stage yet, Aries. So keep doing those little chores here and there and putting in effort towards the end goal. Taurus, your tarot card for the week of November 29th to December 5th, 2020, is the Hierophant reversed. So this next week, it might feel like you're kind of doing things on your own, going at it your own way. This is positive and challenging all at once. It's really positive because it means that you're forging your own path. You are redefining who you are and what matters to you, and you are doing what feels right in your soul. You are being a lot more true to yourself this week and a lot less concerned about what other people might think or might want for you. You're focusing on yourself and what you want for yourself. The challenge there is you're going at it your own. You are carving your own path. You're not following in other people's footsteps, which is great. It's very unique and individual, and there's a lot of freedom there. but it's challenging. It is hard work. When you're carving something from nothing, there is a lot of effort in figuring out who you are and what you want and how you can actually take these steps forward. So there's a lot of work over this path. The oracle card that comes along with this is solace. And you're being almost advised to take a step back from others. It goes along with the whole not letting other people define who you are or how you think or what you want for yourself. But there is an added sense of just reinforcing your boundaries and retreating a little bit, not to isolate. There is a difference between solitude and isolation, and this solace recommends solitude, some time alone to be with your thoughts and with your own energy without worrying about other people, other people's needs, other people's opinions, or how their energy is influencing yours. Gemini, your tarot card for the week of November 29th to December 5th, 2020, is the Three of Cups. Celebration. This is joy. This is base joys, feeling good, having not that really, long-term deep fulfillment. That's not really the priority this week. The priority is just feeling good. It doesn't matter if this is the permanent happiness or the long-term forever feeling. Right now, the feeling is right now. And over this next week, there's a sense of having not your needs, but your wants met. And being happy about it and being excited. There are opportunities, there are good things coming over this next week, and you are just full of hope and optimism and joy and happiness, and every little good thing that happens amplifies, making the next little good thing that much better. And you can't help but want to share that and talk to your friends and be social. And even if you can't physically spend time together, like reaching out to them to let them know, hey, this is what's going on with me and it's great. And I think that you would appreciate knowing. I think that you would be happy to share this with me. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this week for you is the Gemini card. So Gemini, you're being given every excuse to just think about yourself and focus on you and make it all about you this week. This is your week, Gemini. Let it be your week. Let yourself have some time and be your own main focus, your own first priority. You matter, and that matters. So remind yourself of how important you are, especially in your own life. If you weren't in your own life, your life wouldn't exist. So focus, try not to overthink. The risk with the Gemini energy is going into mental hyperactive movement and losing some of your groundedness. Instead, just focus on the good, try not to overthink, and love yourself. Cancer, your tarot card for the week of November 29th to December 5th, 2020, is the 10 of Discs. So a lot of your needs are being met, your needs and some of your wants. Primarily, this is just a strong foundation and feeling comfortable and safe enough to build on top of that and to open yourself up. The 10 of Discs, 10s are completion. And the 10 of Discs is one of the better, if not best, cards in an entire tarot deck because it's material, all things material just coming together and balancing and being stable and feeling connected to your environment. So feeling very safe at home or at work, wherever you are spending the most of your energy, feeling grounded and connected there and supported. There is safety and security, and it feels like some of your dreams are coming true over this week, Cancer. Some of your real deep needs that maybe haven't been addressed for a while are finally being met, and you might not even realize just how important that is until you're not worried about it anymore. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this is Leo. And Leo is such a fun energy. You're being asked to connect to your creative self, your artistic self, your performative self. Make it all about you. Take the spotlight. You belong in the spotlight sometimes, Cancer, and this week you are being encouraged to enjoy that energy of being a priority, of being the main character, of being the the first and foremost thought all week. Even if this only means being your own first and foremost thought, it matters. You matter. You deserve this. You deserve all of these good things and all of this happiness. So the Leo energy encourages you to have some pride in all of this. Leo, your tarot card for the week of November 29th to December 5th, 2020, is the Moon. So there is a deeper sense of intuition over this next week, which for some Leos, this will be more uncomfortable. For others of you, this will just feel very natural and very spiritually connected. You're seeing things a lot more, not necessarily more clearly, but there is more awareness, at least on the surface level. So that means that you are seeing what people are putting forward, but not necessarily their deepest inner truths. And when you do see those deep inner truths, there might be a little bit of discomfort or dissatisfaction, unhappiness. These truths may not be what you want them to be. So with this sense of when you do start to see below the surface, you might end up retreating or choosing not to see what is really there. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this is tranquilized. So you're being asked to rest. There's not a lot of direct movement that you can do or that can be done over this next week for you, Leo. So try to rest and not focus so much on what you are watching, because that will increase the sense of discomfort or anxiety. That basically pushes intuition over the line into anxiety, dreams to nightmares. So try not to let your mind run away with you this week. There may not be a lot of direct action that can be taken. So this is a better week for resting and regathering your energies so that you can use this deeper knowledge once you're able to look below the surface towards your own greatest good. Virgo, your tarot card for the week of November 29th to December 5th, 2020, is the Queen of Wands reversed. So over this next week, you might be feeling a little bit out of energy. You are probably tired of taking care of everything and taking care of everyone. You have been a caretaker and a support energy and someone to lean on, to nurture other people. And this week, it feels like those people aren't really reciprocating. So you may be withdrawing your energies a little bit right now, taking just a half step back to focus on yourself, to recharge. Your creative self is a little sleepy right now, Virgo, and you're not really, you're not feeling as productive with your work or your manifestations. So there's a risk of really dragging your own energy down even further by feeling bad about everything that you're not doing. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this is Aquarius. And you're being asked to think, to understand a little bit more, really use your mental self over this next week. You might not have a lot of energy to do much, so read, learn, open your mind, meditate. There is almost a need to take on some of that Aquarian aloofness and pull yourself out of your feelings a little bit so that your feelings are not controlling you. If your emotional self is where all of your energy is being poured into, this may be a good week to actively work on rebalancing that. Libra, your tarot card for the week of November 29th to December 5th, 2020, is the Nine of Cups reversed. So over this next week, there's just a sense of being drained. You don't have a lot to give anybody right now, Libra. You need to keep it for yourself. So there is a real effort in grounding your emotional self this week and in withdrawing your energies from anywhere they are not being appreciated or anywhere they are being misused or taken advantage of. You may be retreating a little bit from some of your more social connections and just not wanting to do much moving at all. So there is a lot of stillness and an internalization of your feelings, going inwards and looking at how you're feeling, how you're doing, and maybe recognizing what needs to change. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this is the Sagittarius card. So Sagittarius, there's a couple meanings for this card. It is Sagittarius season. We are right in the, not in the middle, but we are right in the sun is in Sagittarius right now. So we are in Sagittarius season. So this asks you, in one sense, to just live in the moment. Focus on now rather than the last season or the next season. Just focus on what you can do now and what now can do for you. The other side of this is using that Sagittarian sharp single-mindedness to just focus on one thing at a time. Recognize yourself, your feelings, pay attention without necessarily taking direct action. The keywords for Sagittarius are I see. So you're not being asked to do necessarily, but just to look, to pay attention, and to learn. Scorpio, your tarot card for the week of November 29th to December 5th, 2020, is the Five of Swords. So you're really focused over this next week on making sure that your needs are met, on getting what you want, on getting things done for yourself. There's almost a not self-centeredness, but a self-focus energy over this next week. There is a risk of self-centeredness. The risk of this card is almost of greed, or of thinking of yourself without thinking of your impact on other people. So over this next week, as you are making sure that your needs are being met, try to make sure that you are not meeting them at the expense of anybody else. Now, the oracle card that comes along this week is Aquarius. So with the Aquarius energy, you are being asked to make sure that you are thinking about things a lot, like really focusing your mental energy on understanding the way that things are going to be moving, understanding your impact on things, what you can do, what you can't do. There is almost like understand your limitations, recognize what you need, recognize how to get it, and recognize that you can't always get everything that you want. The Aquarian energy, there's almost a need to come out of your feelings and into your head. And Scorpio, that can be a challenging thing for you because whether you recognize it or not, you are in some way always in your feelings. So there's a sense of really balancing out that, your emotional impulses with mental understanding. At the end of my readings, I like to pull a card from my favorite manifestation, motivation, affirmation deck, the Super Attractor. So I have pulled one card for everybody who joins me for this reading to get an idea of what to be carrying within ourselves throughout the coming week, or how to focus our energies towards our own greatest good right now. So the card that I have pulled says, I let an inner sense of quiet multiply each day as I strengthen my faith in the love of the universe. I let an inner sense of quiet multiply each day as I strengthen my faith in the love of the universe. So to me, this is about meditation or stilling, grounding, stilling and calming down my own energies. I let an inner sense of quiet multiply each day. So that is that sense of peace and stillness and groundedness, getting just blossoming and blooming a little bit more every day that I allow myself to focus on it, as I strengthen my faith in the love of the universe, as I actively work on trusting that universe has my best interests. That sense of peace and quiet just gets more and more consistent. If I'm not worried about what universe is doing or if I'm on the right path, my anxious voice is a lot more quiet than my gentle whispering intuitive voice. Now, affirmations can be a little bit personal, so please don't be afraid to share what this says to you down in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me for this look at the week ahead. I hope that the readings in this video have been resonant and that they can provide just a sort of helpful, relevant compass to offer insight, guidance, clarity, whatever it is that you need to get through this next week. Please like the video if it resonated with you, and let me know in the comments down below what you thought of the cards that were pulled for your sign, what you thought of the super attractor at the very end, and what you'd like to see in the future. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I upload weekly forecasts like this one and monthly videos as well. And I will make sure to leave a link in the description down below to my Facebook page, Hedgewitch Hearthcraft. If you follow me over there, I post a daily free card, and that is the best way to get in touch with me if you ever need to book a reading of your own. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me for this reading. I hope you have a fantastic week. Blessed be.